I'll just have to remember in editing, maybe.
Maybe. That's
behind the scenes talk.
That's like the death knells when I hear you talking about editing.
Well, I talk about editing. I think that talking about editing in the lost episodes of Ninja Blade was what made those episodes. Not really what made those episodes, but it added a bit.
Oh god, we lost such a good fucking audio.
If only you had seen and heard those recordings, you would know. You would know we can do good.
Instead of evil.
We used our powers for good that time.
We used our powers for awesome.
It was all for not. All for not a thing at all.
All for a hangman's knot.
So
man, I forgot how much easier this guy was with Belmont.
Is it weird that I'm like looking at his skeleton and when he's running away, I'm like, he doesn't have a butt.
He wouldn't.
I know.
He's a motherfucking skeleton.
I understand that. It's kind of really weird because you can just see right up where it would be. I mean, you called the other thing an asshole, but there's kind of a giant one here.
No, there isn't. The lack of one is part of his defining
But there's
qualities.
a hole where it should be. Where the ash should be. It's an ash-shaped hole.
Sounds like you're saying ash.
Ash.
It's shaped.
It's an ass-shaped hole.
Yeah, you just keep going in that direction with that.
It's an ash-aped. Ash-aped hole.
It's an ash-abled hole.
Man, I don't even know what you did. Did you operate the mechanism?
Yes.
I had to look up there to get the rest of that sentence, actually.
I did skip that. Oh yeah, you're dead. Money, power up that won't do anything.
Bleeding from his
Man,
face.
it really blew my mind. Like, when I got this version and I got to playing as Belmont and I powered up the whip and I was just like, whoa! There's actual, like, fucking visual changes. What?
Yeah.
It's like the greatest technical achievement.
So wait a minute, is the boat level in the original version?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't remember the boat level at all.
No, the only stages they took out were a couple of later stages for Schneider and Carey. You notice I keep kind of bouncing back between calling him Schneider and Belmont, but I never call him Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? Do you have a thing against Germans?
His actual, like, his original name is Schneider Belmont. And again, nobody really knows why they renamed them.
Okay, because he's Reinhard Schneider, right?
Yeah, in the American versions, he's Reinhard Schneider, and it's a fine name. I like both those names. I actually really like the name Schneider in general.
Personally, I think that they're both last names. This is a man with two last names.
At least he's not a man with two first names.
Like Joe Perry from Aerosmith.
I don't know.
He's the guitar player.
Oh, okay.
His name is Joe Perry. I think those are both. Well, Perry's not really.
I was gonna say Perry's.
That's kind of a last name. It's kind of a first name.
That's one of the names of the guy who owns the Daily Planet and Superman.
Isn't that his last name?
Oh, is it his last? I don't know.
No, it's Perry.
I said it's one of his names.
It's one of his names. So if a person has...
He is known by many names.
If a person has two first names for their name, do you... like...
What do you call them?
What do you call them? Like, especially if you're in Japan, where people often go by their family name?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'd go by whatever the actual last name is.
I guess they would, but it would seem kind of weird.
Well, it would only seem weird to us, because in America...
And then if you're on a first name basis with somebody...
it wouldn't sound any different.
Yeah. You say somebody's full name, they're not really sure you're talking to them or them and someone else.
Somehow I doubt that would be an issue.
Oh, what if you had like a kid or two kids, and you had a name, like a last name or a first name, but you named one of them the same as the last name. So like, one of them is
Joe John, the other one's John John.
yeah, Joe John and John John. And you're just like, Joe John, get over here. Do they both come, or is it just Joe John?
I hope neither of them come. They're way too young for that.
Oh, you're assuming that your children are young.
I wouldn't be yelling for both my children to come like that.
Come, Joe John. Come, John John.
I don't mean like...
Arise. Arise, the Johns.
It sounded like you were calling them in from playing in the backyard. Like, I'm pretty sure if they were in their 20s, I wouldn't be doing that anymore.
Joe John, John John, come here. Oh, Dad, come on. Come here, little guys. Did you make a boo-boo?
See, that's a very dad joke to make, though, right there.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a dad. I'd be making all kinds of dad jokes. I'd be a dad beat dad.
Yeah. Lightning bolted his head right off. Literally.
So how are Joe John and John John doing, by the way?
You don't talk about your kids enough anymore. What's the dealio?
How are the kids?
Well, that's weird.
How's Mary?
He doesn't have to do this. Huh.
Mary John?
I completely forgot that he doesn't have to do these doors with the day-night context like Cornell does.
Yeah, I remember this level. I remember this level well.
Well, yeah, I was pretty hung up in this level. But
I mean, from my actual playing of this. Oh yeah, you're gonna get killed by these giant blades.
Oh, I'm gonna take some damage from them. That's about it.
Nah, I bet you're gonna get killed by them.
Okay.
Do you want to gamble?
Whoa!
Would you like to play a game?
Did you know?
Did you know that
we like to play a game?
Reinhard Schneider in the original Japanese version
Oh,
is
for
called
fuck's sake.
Schneider Belmont?
Yes, thank you.
No one quite knows why the name change took effect.
I would actually
and
like...
Konami has never commented.
I would like to see if that guy could dig up that info. And then he'll totally call me and like, hey, I want you to voice this.
Yeah.
Did you know Castlevania?
I just want you to voice this one line of it. Actually.
Yeah. We're gonna have somebody else do the whole rest of the ow.
We're gonna get like JonTron or somebody for the rest of it, but you're doing this one line.
Actually, I don't know if anybody in that like circle is really a Castlevania person. I guess AVGN. I think could get.
Has
him
he
to
even
do.
has he done a? Did you know? I don't think he has.
No, he hasn't. That's why I was thinking, like, he could.
I don't
could
really
get him
think
to
he's
do it.
part of that circle.
Yeah, they could get him.
Yeah, I think he's like cool with that crew.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's part of that crew. Well, I mean, it all kind of falls under like normal boots, hidden block.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the things out there.
I thought that was an actual other fireball I was about to run into.
You can't really say like Polaris because that's an overarching thing.
Polaris?
Yeah, it's what like everybody's on.
Whoa! Shit.
It's the network. It used to be called the Game Network or Station. There was a game station. There was a game network. I don't know which one became Polaris.
There's been a lot of game.
There's a lot of game with things. Although, because of Polaris.
Oh, that was dumb. Item. Roast beef. Just gonna use one.
Item, roast beef. Captain's log. I don't know why it just sounded like that to me.
Is it roast beef? Yes, it's roast beef.
This item, it's roasty and beefy.
It's very, very beefy.